I'm not sure I am up for Fort Larius quite yet. And I think I would probably try a more dedicated run up here. Dedicated meaning not trying to carry a bunch of trade goods and such. Slim the group down, carry a lot of food, and give us some time to wander around. There was very little to no food in Valerius that I remember. So Arkan and Crimson Gate are almost equidistant, with Arkan having a slight path up there. So we've done the Lumen, Arkan, Torzag a bunch of times. We've touched a few of these other locations, and there's not much to the south other than Kernak, and no reason to go down there. Haven't been here. I'm sure there's lots of things kind of hidden around on the map we haven't found or seen. We made one trip up to Devon. I haven't been to Sunrock or Ash. We haven't been to Loom or any of these other ones way out this way. Man, that Vernum, that's way out there. So, what do we work on? We've seen how far our cash can fall. I'm not real comfortable with our cash supply currently. Let's see what missions lists we've got, and then we'll kind of decide from there. So, these types, any tier 1s we can take. Not a single tier 1 we can take. Tier 3. Alright, so no higher tier missions. Mission to Devon, Lumen, the Quarry. Lumen again. Arkan. Lots of Lumen. Not super excited, but Lumen's coming up a million times. So they want me to go to Lumen. I mean, we could do the Torzag to Lumen to Arkan to Torzag again. It's still fairly profitable. Trying to remember what Lumen wanted. What do we usually take out of here? Mushroom beer and... what was the other one going to Lumen? It's marble back from Arkan. Pottery? I think it was pottery. Alright, Torzags to Lumen. Mushroom beer. Buy for 2, sell it for 4. So mushroom beer, I remember. And then pottery, I think, was the other one. Buy for 5, sell for 10. Yeah. So mushroom beer and pottery. That's a pretty good amount. Almost 6 full stacks. That's about 30 if the price doesn't fall. But if we take the missions, we're not going to be able to take any goods because the missions, there were a ton of them. They're going to fill up our inventory. What do we do here? I'm tempted to go up another beast. So Oakwoe is the only one we've got even a single point in. And we're really low on just about everybody else. We've been doing pretty scattered missions for everybody. So we're doing missions for one guy, which then lowers our rating with other guys that are their enemies. So other than Oakwoe, it's been pretty seesaw, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm not sure if it benefits me to pick just a few. So, Okwo here, you guys are opponents to Darius, Venari, and the Sithnichus Covenant. What's the difference between opponent and adversary? I'm not sure what the functional difference is in regards to my ratings going up and down. Okay, 4 slots left. Let's try not to do these. Surgarod? I don't think Surgarod was on that list, was it? No, Surgarod's not on the list. All right, we can take a Surgarod one. Leaves us 3 slots. Pottery, and mushroom beer. All right, we are full up. I gotta remember to rest before I take missions. I always forget that. I should rest up, then take missions right before we leave. No equipment, not doing the faction offers. Mancio. Nobody going to Lumen. We've got enough to be fully defended. I want to buy another scout. Get me back to my 25 number. We're actually doing pretty well. $183 consumption. Okay. Should have had that bumped up. All right. One more big batch of supplies, and I think we're ready to go. Six days will have to be good enough. All right, off to Lumen we go. Wish we had the... we could buy the copper here. I wish we had the... Again, 7. I need 8. I really wish there was warehousing. I wish I could, like... Actually, there's stuff you can do later. We looked into that a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go. Which route are we going to take? So, going to Lumen. Not gonna... we could go the southern route, I guess. That would keep us off the road. Yeah, let's go ahead and go the southern route. 9. 9 and 6. Well, you always got to be 9 and 6. Let's get a little bigger start. Ooh, 39%. $150, please. Pay now. Max guards. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to talk to these fools. Chat. I think that's the same info we've gotten before. I'm not sure how to tell when new info is available that I need to engage with. Same entry, but... Huh. All right. Minor successes. Too much food. Oh. You snuck... Oh yeah, that's right. I did put mushroom beer in there. Leave it behind. An Ashlander refugee camp. Really? They want to take us on? So this kind of setup, I don't know if they're actually... Are they trying to fight me? If I say move on, leaving the encounter without altercation. So we've just stumbled upon them, and I can choose to either fight them or move on. I don't know if there's like consequences if I decide to fight these guys. Are they bad guys? Who the hell are the Ashlanders? If it's a refugee camp, I don't want to chop up a refugee camp. I'm going to say move on. Okay. We are invigorated. We've still got a decent amount of food, so I'm not going to put anybody out for supplies. Stay at 150, full guard. Okay, we're not stopping at the tower or the quarry. I think here I'm going to switch up. Oh, of course it's 8. Just go 9 and then we'll go off-road from there, I think. That was not the path I actually wanted. So, yeah, not going to find anything. That's actually pretty good chances to get a little bit of food. 57% with only a 4% crit fail. I actually like that one. Yeah, that one looks good. Good job. 4 days. We might be able to make that crossing in 4 if we get even a single success on scavenging. We should be okay. Damn 8s. 7's what we want. It's time to use the fast movement again, or the resourcefulness. Okay, good chances. Good enough. Cool. Uh-oh. Howler shows up, keeping everybody awake. -2 vigor. You bastard. So food is pretty expensive up here. It'd be great if we rolled in with enough food to just keep moving out again. So 6 will work. Another good chance. Brought in probably more than we can hold. Yep, by a fair amount. Man, look at that. We're in Lumen. That's the kind of trip that I like. Okay. No. We're not getting involved in this. Okay. Visit the tavern. One can learn quite a lot of interesting tidbits, tips, or hear news of faraway lands. You fall into conversation with a group of spice merchants who tell you about a friend of theirs in Torzag Shelter who has run afoul of some con man lately. I'm telling you, they should not have let their wives and daughters talk them into giving money to that grifter. The one with the largest belly confides. But would they believe me? Of course not. Now I hear the law won't budge and they are willing to hire bounty hunters to get back what is theirs or at least get even. Spice Merchant says that his acquaintance is called Caravan, and he lives and works at Stonecutter Square in the Shelters Market District. He adds that some time has passed since he left Torzag, and even though the matter is quite fresh, there's no guarantee that someone has not already apprehended the villain whose name is Maviro. Maviro the Sly. Alright, buy some rounds, buy a round of quality booze, buy a glass of the house's specialty. Received news from Vitrar. So we've got a journal update on the Lost Grifter. And then we got Vitrar news. So I think this just updates our information on the trade screen. Getting the news. So we get current prices. +1 insight. Can't believe we're getting insight for things like drinking at the bar. We're earning experience points for various activities like that. I need to do more of that kind of stuff. I guess it's encouraging you to get out and explore the cities and the events and all that kind of stuff. But I'll take it. I have not really gotten into. I was really just all sorts of bent on getting my authority to 4 so I could get Finderarth employed as one of our deputies. So we've done that. So I really would like to get insight spent upgrading some of our skills. So we'll look into that when we get back into the market here. General inquiries, talk to the merchants. No, that looks all pretty standard. Canned drakes, we don't have the materials to turn in. All right, off to the market. So yeah, companions. So I need to. I would love to spend some points on some companions finally. Loyalty disgruntled. That's not good. Talk to them to find out more. So he's the only disgruntled one. Let's not raise the stats on a disgruntled employee. Man, that would suck to put a bunch of insight points into somebody and then they leave. Oh, that would really suck. Finderarth is pretty happy with us. So what can we lean into with Finderarth? Costs 4 insight, grants 12 proficiency points. Sure. So we're back down to 10 now. We've raised her level, and we have 12 proficiency points to spend among her stuff. So she's pretty charismatic. Innate ability to inspire devotion and earn trust, used in events and in companion progression for certain skills. Savvy, magic sense, which is being boosted by the item that we equipped. Prowess 7? Jeez. Seems like 9 levels they're showing me boxes for. I really have no idea what most of this stuff's going to do effectively. So she's already qualified for the only deputy slot she can take, and she's in that position, so we can't do much there. What do these cost? 5 proficiency. And she's got to have... She doesn't qualify for any of these things. Wow. But Chain Lightning, Prowess 3, so I'd have to upgrade her a second time. Strong-Minded 2 and Savvy 3. So Strong-Minded 2 and Savvy 3. So that's a lot of upgrades to work towards. Um, let's max out a couple things over here first, I think. So let's get arcane lore maxed out. Magic sense. Six points left. Like the idea of spell penetration. This stuff's all super late. Strong-minded 3. That's a lot of points. That's 10 points all by itself just to max that column out, to then be able to spend 5 more on that. Damn. How many points do you earn in a run in this game to try to level these guys up? Five insight for 15 more. Do we double down on some Fenderarth enhancements? I actually got Force Shield available. Savvy 3. I need one more point of savvy, huh? Alright, I think that'll do. That's a lot of points put in. But we got spell penetration, lowers the enemy's magical resistances against our magical skills are lowered by 15. Increased effectiveness on our chain lightning. Strong-minded 3. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good upgrade chain, I think, for her. That's gonna just decimate my insight for quite a while. But let's do it. Okay, so we're done there. Let's sell some stuff. Okay. It's the pottery and mushroom beer we brought in, and then the food that we're stockpiled on. So, pottery in demand. Of course it is. Okay. And mushroom beer. Average price is 9 of the changers. We're selling for 1.7, so yeah, that's good. All right, so let's go check the faction outgoing missions. So we're heading to Arkan. If we're going to complete the usual trip, so Oakwoe to Arkan, we're definitely going to take. Make sure we're on only these types of missions. No, let's not do a Devon run currently. That's it. That's it. Ouch. Guess we're going to be carrying a lot of crystals. Buying at 22, going to Arkan, selling for 30. That's pretty much the only thing I remember that direction that's got any kind of a real profit. Ooh, price is climbing fast. Down to 3 per. I think that's all I'm going to take. Tiny bit of profit on the bright kelp if the price doesn't shift. Yeah, everything else is terrible. Okay. I got slots. Yeah, one of these times we'll have to investigate going in and trying to mine some of the crystals and such. All right, no equipment. No passengers. We could drop one of the beasts. Yeah. All right, and we're ready to go. Morale and nutrition +2. 9. 9. We're still going to be 9/9, so no benefit really. 9/9 is pretty much what we want. Yeah. All right, we're out of here. Not really much of a choice here. We just kind of trundle straight across. So Do that. Gonna jump out to there. Nah. All right, not bad. Pretty good. Full pay now. Good job. Yeah, we came in with less food than I was hoping. All right, so we're not going after the monster. Explore the city. Sure. So the plan is to head back to Torzag's. Oakwood to Torzag, heck yeah. Benari's on the opponent list. Okay. Wow, that's not much of a bump. Oof. Yeah, that dropped fast. Four days. Is 4 days going to be enough? Still got 4 movement points. Do we rest or do we get moving? I think I'm going to get moving. Of course. 3 in every direction except for along the road, huh? Counts as 0. Wouldn't have gone this way if I had realized that. Alright, full rest, 150, pay now. And let's get moving. Wow. These are all going to suck. There we go. 10 out of 12. Perfect. Not great. Good enough. Let's bump down to 100%. 800 crit success. Wow. We are not going to be able to carry all this. Absolutely not. That's unfortunate. That's a lot of food we're laying on the ground. That kind of hurts. I got to try to run with a slot available if I can. With well, I mean, we go through these rough patches. Sometimes we're really successful. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 crit fails in a row. So it's hard to guess the value of keeping slots available. Uh-oh. Eerie and unnatural wind has been following your journey for a while, strikes again, comes out of nowhere and strengthens in force to a fierce windstorm in a matter of minutes. Difficult enough to deal with the gale itself, but the voices soon become your main concern. Whispers quickly turn into a painful moaning, then into screaming. The screaming of a woman in pain. No question now about its thaumaturgical nature. The voice causes you and all your combs to grab your temples in pain. A great confusion settles on you like a heavy blanket, twisting your thoughts and searing your mind. Yes, use the points. Didn't change it off a moderate, huh? Test success. -1 morale, -1 obedience. Okay. All right. 27% tip. Back in Torzag shelter. Getting closer. All right, Crystal. Bryce didn't move. Bryce barely moved. Why is marble not between luxury wine and mushroom beer? Where the hell is marble hiding? Oh, now it shows up? Oh, it was at the top because it's what I'm carrying, I guess. Or what I was carrying. They relocated it. Alright. In-demand marble. Let me rethink that before I buy those. All right, so we showed a profit. We're back up over 300. We are down a beast though, so 25 or so of that is going to disappear if I repurchase that. I should always pare down the workforce when I sell or butcher one of the beasts. We got more people than we need. Alright, first thing to check. Is it time to do another Devon run? And then maybe run west from Devon. Go visit Sunrock and Ash. I need to visit places and do things in order to get insight. And let's see what see how many missions we have up to Devon. So Devon, Sunrock, and Ash. It's a long trip up there. So Carpenter's Guild for Devon. These missions only, please. Not too many. Pretty much 2. Or we save our game and we try to make a trip out to Fort Larius. Wonder what the movement rate looks like in the Hollow Crags. I just know this trip out here is going to be a huge money sink. I mean, we'll be getting a mission done, but I just can't believe we're not gonna just dump a ton of cash trying to get this thing done. That's the big problem I'm learning that I have to deal with is anytime I'm not just dedicated merchant running, anything else I try to do so far has been a massive hit to the cash supply. That's why I want to build up my cash. It'd be nice to explore while building up the cash, but man, anything that's not hitting major cities is such a drain. Yeah, I think I want to do the Devon Sunrock Ash run. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna take Carpenter's Guild to Devon and Oakwoe to Devon. Am I gonna try to do the run with another beast? That's only 5 days worth of food for the group we've got. I could trim down the crew. Another problem I run into is there's just not a lot of... I mean, even in this major hub, there's only 7 scouts and 5 workers. So if I trim down too much and I'm not in one of these hubs, it's hard for me to recover my numbers back up again when I want to sometimes. I think what I need to do is think about it some more. Unfortunately, I have run out of time for the moment. I got some errands I need to run in the real life. So, let's save and resave here. That's going to be it for the moment. short run for me, only a couple hours, but we got recovered from the really bad situation we were in, and we've managed to recoup some of the losses, push our finances back up. We're in pretty good health. Still learning how to balance things, so I can get quests done, but maintain the health and vitality of the comitatus. Learning how to bump the numbers of the crew up and down for the various circumstances is a skill I'm still trying to acquire. But yeah, I think we'll do the Devon run, come back, maybe one more trade run to bolster the coffers, and then we're going to go try that Fort Larius to the east and see what that's all about. That seems like a pretty major event thing that we have to go through from the circumstances of the description of how to infiltrate and do all that kind of stuff. So, but that'll be very different from something we've done before in the game, so that'll be cool. But yeah, we'll continue with some more Vagrus. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will do my things.